Okay, and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Today I'm going to be doing another watch review with you today, and I'm pretty excited to present to you this watch brand, actually, because this is a new one for me. And if you're new to my channel, basically I mainly review watches, but I review any product that I get my hands on that I'd like to share with my subscribers. I think it's very important to share your experiences with different brands out there, so people kind of know what they're getting into. And yeah, so, basically, my real passion is naturally watches and collecting watches. And if you guys have watched my videos before, you'll know that my favorite brand is really the Invicta watch brand, and also Aragon watches. But I have many watches in my collection, and I'm never really disappointed with any watch I ever purchase. Now, I've had a few instances where, you get a watch that has a defect, or you just unfortunately get a bad one, and that does happen, of course, with any brand, no matter what you spend. But overall, I've been always very happy with my watch purchases, and I love sharing my passion for collecting watches on my channel here. And so what I've been doing recently, although the watches that I purchase are ones I love to have in my collection, and I tend to gravitate more towards the larger, oversized dive watch or oversized theme, there's many watch brands that I would like to have in my collection, and it doesn't stop me from constantly looking for new brands. And what I've been doing recently, and if you guys have continued to watch my channel or you subscribe to my channel, you'll know that I've worked a deal with Aragon Watch Company, basically review their product, and mainly when they send me a watch, I can review it and then send it back after I share with you guys. But I like the product so much that pretty much every watch they send me, I've been ended up keeping and purchasing. So what I've been doing recently is I've been reaching out to different watch companies, and not just watch companies on watches that I necessarily would like to have in my collection, but watches that I want to share with you guys. Watches that I think, or companies I think that make a great product, or companies that I think make an interesting product, or companies that make an affordable or a great value, or have value in their product. And so I reached out to this company the other day, and I have a contact with this new company called Alexander. And the watch I'm going to be sharing with you today is a watch by the company Alexander Watches, and they make an exceptional product. And like I said previously, when I stated that, not every watch out there will I want in my collection, like I said, I gravitate more towards the larger watches. What I love is still the ability to get my hands on a watch and share it with you guys. Because I'm always fascinated with, I guess, with the, some will call it an art, or some will call it, the skill. I'm always fascinated with watches, and anytime I pick up a watch, even if it's one that I'm not even really a fan of, I'm just amazed at the work and craftsmanship that goes into watches that, cost $5,000 or watches that cost $20. It's just fascinating to me that these companies can produce these watches, and there's so many different unique ones out there. I'm just blown away. So like I said, not to ramble on, but I absolutely love to get my hands on a new watch and be able to, wear it and review it and just feel it on the wrist. And although sometimes a watch isn't necessarily one that maybe I would buy because it's not large enough, if I have it, I'm going to wear it. And I have many watches that when I got earlier in my collecting days, that although I don't wear as much anymore, I still throw them on the wrist sometimes. Now, unfortunately, some of the ones I got when I first started collecting watches by Elgin, a very old watch company, they're not high-end watches. They're not, they're a $50 watch back in the day, but they're still part of my collection, and I still value them. And I would love to be able to wear that watch, but for the life of me, I can't find the extra links. And as I've gotten older, I'm a little larger. Naturally, I've grown. I'm not gonna say I'm not 19 anymore. So naturally, my wrists are larger. I'm heavier than I was when I was 19, and so I can't wear those watches because I don't have the extra links. But they are around somewhere. One of these days, I'm gonna find them. But nonetheless, moving on to the Alexander Watch Company, I reached out to them, and I got in contact with them, and they were nice enough to go ahead and send me their watches. So stay tuned for this company on my channel, because I'm going to be reviewing every watch that they produce. And what's great is that some of you guys watch my channel and may not be interested in some of the big, oversized, gaudy watches that I may personally like. So now I have the opportunity to share watches with you that I think are very interesting, and I'll give you my honest review of what I think about them, and it might be a watch that you might like, that maybe you've never thought of purchasing or never heard of, and you'll be able to go ahead and add this to your collection. So a little bit about Alexander Watch Company. It's a newer company on the block. There's not really a lot about them on their website as far as what their theme is, or what they're what they're really all about. They they basically state on their website they're a company about, you know, inspiring people and free thinkers, and I think that's kind of their theme. Their company, that their watches will inspire people. And to be creative and whatnot, and you know, it's interesting. And one thing I love is that the name, I believe, and they will correct me naturally when they see my videos and give me more information about their brand as we go on. Now, I could have asked all this ahead of time, but what I want to do is, I don't want to have a lot of information about the company right off the bat. I want to show you the product first, and then as I learn, you will learn more about the company as well. Because I wanted to have this more be, not like a sales pitch to you guys, but more of just a real world, like all my reviews, everyday guy reviews, honest and upfront. No editing, no nothing. So, like I said, I believe that the name Alexander comes from Alexander the Great, and that's kind of also their theme there as well. Hence the name of the watch I'm going to share with you today. One of the watches I'm going to share with you today from Alexander. The name is called Nikos. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and move forward. And as I learn more about the watch company, I'll post videos, because this isn't going to be the only video I'm going to do on Alexander Watch Company, okay? So they are actually under another well-known watch company, which is their parent company, which I'll share with you at a later date if the company wants me to do that, okay? Because I want to at least respect them, because they're the ones sending me all this great product, okay? Which is very, very generous of them. It's fantastic. These watches will be worn. The first watch I want to share with you today is called the Nikos A422. Now, there is a dash there, and the dash will symbolize the color. This Nikos watch is available in 3 different color combinations. You can get it with the one I'm going to show you today, which is all black, and all black plated case with a blue bezel. They make it all black, which is the one I wanted, but these watches are so popular they are sold out. Then they make it in your stainless steel, of course, which has your stainless steel bezel and your stainless steel case, of course. And, of course, all 3 of these watches have a black PVD band, I believe it's called. PVD, sorry, not PVD band, sorry, it's a high-grade silicone rubber strap, excuse me. So let's talk a little bit about the watch, and I'm going to show you the watch first, and we're going to talk a little about it, and I'll show you what it looks like on the wrist, because you guys know that's what I pride myself on, is showing you what the watch actually looks like on an actual person, okay? So hang on a second, let me get a sip of my coffee here. Alright, so here we go. So, I'm going to show you the watch, I'm going to show you the presentation. I have to tell you, one thing I'm very, very impressed with this company is the quality of the product, and of course, the presentation is absolutely, I have to say, hands down. You know, and when you have as many watches as me, you don't really keep them anymore in watch boxes. I have too many, it would clutter up my whole bedroom. So I keep them in safe, so they're protected, okay? But the presentation is fantastic, because when a lot of people buy a watch, they may have 4 or 5 in their collection, and they like to have that presentation. So I'm going to show you the watch first, so you get an idea what we're dealing with. So just a quick peek right there, okay? There it is, the Nikos. I'm going to pull it away. And then let me show you the case. So, so far, the 2 watches they sent me, they've come in the same case. It's done on the outer case, like kind of this cardboard with your Chrome Alexander logo. It's kind of like got a texture to the box. You know, nothing really to write home about, but no watch company sends you anything extravagant. This is your outer case, okay, which is still very, very nice looking, okay? So enough about that. Now we move on to the presentation of the actual case so you can store the watch in. And this is what really impressed me when I opened the box. I'm never really one to get too, like when I review colognes as well, I never really get too excited at the bottle or the presentation, but I have to tell you, this is a very, very nice presentation. The box is actually all hardwood. It's done in a mirror finished high gloss black. You have your imitation suede on top, okay, with your Chrome Alexander logo. And then, of course, when you open up the watch box, very, very sturdy, excellent construction. Then, of course, you have your same theme on the inside with your kind of imitation suede or felt, and then, of course, your pillow for the watch, which is actually kind of got this watch, I guess you'd call it embossed on there, if that's the correct terminology for that. So very, very nice presentation, fantastic case, and the bottom of the case is actually done with kind of a felt as well, so you won't scratch your dresser. Very, very nice. So, you know, again, moving on. So let's not waste too much on the case. Let's get to the meat and potatoes here. The watch, okay? So a little bit about the watch. It's done in all stainless steel. You have your black PVD plating on this particular model, of course, and your high-grade silicone rubber strap, gray dial, blue PVD bezel with silver, blue, and light green accents on the face. So let me go ahead and show you it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the watch, of course, and then we're going to show you what it looks like on the wrist, okay? So let's get a couple close-ups here. You can see that I believe it's called like a furnace blue. It's not really a royal blue, but it's getting close to like a royal blue finish on the bezel. You have your black accents. Looks like they appear to be kind of like a bolt of some sort. Very, very pretty. You have your super luminova on the numbers and the hands. And they call these hands in this particular one here, I'm reading right off the site, they're sword-style hands with luminous fill. And I believe it's super luminova as well, because on their Arabic numerals, they call them stick-style indicators filled with super luminova. So I believe that all the lumen on this is super luminova, but don't quote me on that. Again, it is plated black. Most of the watch is done in kind of like I would consider it like a brushed finish, with the exception of the function pushers, which are done in what I would consider more of a gloss black plating on the sides. The crown is not a screw-down crown, so you only have 330 feet of water resistance with this, but it still is water resistant. You have your Cristerna front and back crystals on this with your exhibition back, which I think is absolutely beautiful, that they've carried the theme of the bezel, the color, into the actual movement of the watch. And of course you have your rubber strap here, your silicone, and you have your clasp on the back here, and it does have the Alexander marking on it. I don't know if you can see that right where my finger is right there. Kind of hard to see by the video. Now I've worn this watch already, and this is a very comfortable watch, and I've never actually had a silicone strap watch before, and it is very, very comfortable, and it fits very, very well. Definitely contours to the wrist. You won't be disappointed with this particular watch. They definitely pride themselves in a kind of a higher end, higher quality watch. Hence, which is why this watch is powered by a Valjoux 7750. And those of you who aren't familiar with movements, and again, I don't claim to be a watch expert by any means. I'm a watch collector. Definitely not a watch expert, but I tell you what the watch has in it. And I will tell you that the Valjoux 7750 is a very, very well-respected movement. And you do get a lot of watch snobs who will comment to my channel, say that this movement's good, this movement's bad, this movement sucks, this isn't Swiss-made. This is an actual Swiss-made Valjoux 7750. It's the only watch that I've ever actually got my hands on that is a full automatic chronograph. A lot of the watches I have in my collection are automatics, but they just have either your date or your day of the month. They might have the power reserve if it's the Miyota, but this particular one is really, really beautiful. There's a lot going on in the face, and it's fantastic that you have a chronograph with an automatic movement. I love that they have that pendulum back there which matches the bezel. A little bit more about the movement here, and you can Wikipedia this as well, because I'm not a watch expert by any means or a watch repair person. I don't really know how all this stuff works, but I'll tell you that I love automatic watches because you never have to worry about changing the batteries. You never have to worry about opening the back and disturbing the seal and losing water resistance if something isn't put back properly. I love automatics. I wish all my watches were automatics, but a lot of them are not, with the exception of a lot of the Aragon watches, because they really pride themselves in making really affordable, amazing timepieces with automatic movements. So a little bit more about this particular watch. The measurements on this here, I would say, are about, it's not listed on their site, but I would say about 15 millimeters in case thickness and 47 millimeters in case diameter. So it's not a small watch by any means. This is the only watch that Alexander has currently in their collection that what I would consider more of a diving style watch due to the silicone strap and just the design of the watch. Now I did want this one in the other color, the all black, but this is the only one available. They were out of stock on this stuff. It is a very, very popular watch, so I don't know how long this particular version is going to be available. It does seem like it sells out pretty quickly, so if you're interested, definitely click the link in the description. It'll take you to where you can pick this up still. What else about this watch here? As far as the strap, it's 27 millimeters in width. Naturally, it is a Swiss-made automatic chronograph. Okay, Valjoux 7050. 28,800 vibrations per hour and 25 joules in the movement. And of course, you have a 40-hour power reserve in this particular watch as well. Again, you have your square function pushers and your non-screw-down crown. There is a little bit of a rubber silicone coating on the crown for a grip. And of course, this one's done in your blue bezel, and you can see you got your your day. Let me turn it upside down. Your day of the month, your day of the week, and of course your chronograph, and again the exhibition back. And they call the crown a push-pull serrated crown with function pushers. As far as the crystal, again, if I didn't mention it, is a hardened mineral Cristerna, they call it. It is a screw-down exhibition case back, which is awesome, and of course the same materials used on your crystal on the front of the watch. All right, so this watch. Let's get down to what this watch costs. Now, Alexander tends to make their watches using the higher-end movements, and they tend to be more of a higher-end watch as compared to a lot of the other watches I personally have in my collection. Again, if I didn't mention it, it is available in a A422-1, 2, and 3. 1's going to be your all black, which is sold out. Your 2 is going to be your all stainless steel, which is sold out. And this one is available, which has, of course, your kind of a furnace blue around the bezel, okay? Which I think this one's very striking. What else about the watch here? As far as warranty on the watch, let's see what they offer on this one here. It's got a 2-year warranty from the date of purchase. That's pretty good. And that's really about all the information they have on the website. Now let's get the price. Now this watch retails for $2,750. Okay. If you sign up, I'll put a link in the description. If you sign up with your email address, you get a 50% coupon right off the bat. So realistically, and, they all play the game. High MSRP, and they cut deals, coupons, whatnot. Realistically, this watch is going to cost you about $1,300. That's going to be your average going rate for the watch. Okay. So that's going to be what I would consider the fair price for this watch. Make sure that you get the coupon if you want to make the purchase, okay? Because, I mean, that's quite a savings, okay? So let me go ahead and show you what it looks like on the wrist. One thing I love about this company is that just the quality of the product is really, really quite exceptional. So I'm about 5'7". I have about a 6.5, 7-inch wrist. I weigh about 160, 165 pounds. So all of these watches look pretty big on me. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you know I tend to like watches no smaller than 50 millimeter. Although I have many watches that are smaller than 50 millimeter, but I tend to gravitate more towards the big watch. But a lot of people don't, and so this would be a fantastic watch for somebody who isn't really ready to go with a watch that's over 50 millimeter, who wants to have a high-end, high-quality automatic chronograph movement. For that price point. So you see a watch that's pretty nice on the wrist. The silicone strap is really quite comfortable. I've never worn a silicone strap watch before, and I wore this the other day to work, and it's actually very, very comfortable. Weight on the watch is not listed, but I would probably say this watch probably weighs around 7 or 8 ounces, so it's not a really heavy watch. So if you're not really into those big dive watches that are really, really quite heavy, this would be very, very comfortable for you. And you can see it's definitely not a small watch by any means. Alright guys, well that's the Alexander Nikos watch. Definitely a spectacular watch. I love the automatic movement and the chronograph on this one. I love how they've matched the, even though it's on the back of the wrist, I still like the fact that it's there. They match the color of the pendulum with the bezel. I think that's really, really a nice touch. And it's definitely a high quality watch, very, very comfortable. Now, if you want to pick this watch up, go ahead and click the link in the description. I'll put a specific link in there where you can pick this up. Remember, if you do get this watch, remember the fair price point is about $1,300. I don't want to put a video out there and have somebody tell me, I paid $27.50, I could have got the coupon, okay? The coupon's really good. You put your email address in there and you get it for half off, which is an exceptional deal, okay? So keep that in mind. Also, I'll put another link in there where you can find this from some of my sellers on eBay, where you might be able to find better deals. But, it's always nice to buy a watch like this, in this, I would say this, in this quality, in this price point, from the manufacturer. I have to tell you that the manufacturer, in my contact there, their customer service is absolutely fantastic. I'll be reviewing another watch right after this, and what I want to say is I'm always fair with you guys as far as my experience, and I will say the watch that I'm about to review next is a smaller watch. It's a bracelet style. I'll just give you a quick sneak peek there. But it did have a defect from the manufacturer, and it was on one of the links on the band. And these things can happen. It doesn't matter what you spend on a watch or any product out there has the potential to have an issue. So that's not an indication of quality by any means. These things do happen. Even with your higher end Rolex watches, sometimes things happen, okay? But one thing I love about this company is that the customer service is fantastic. When I emailed my contact over there, he was like, this is unacceptable, we're sending you another one. So, I mean, excellent customer service, and it says a lot about the company. So stay tuned for that watch review as well. That one will be coming to you next. And if you have any questions about this watch, by all means, remember, I check my comment section on the hour pretty much, and I'll be more than happy to give you any information I have about this new wonderful company called Alexander Watches. Stay tuned for all the watches. If you find this watch interesting, by all means, go ahead and check out their website. I'll put a link in the description as well. Check out their website. They have many, many different watches on there. Definitely, I would consider more of the higher end kind of stuff compared to what I normally buy. Not saying my watches are not high quality, but I like to keep my watch price point right around $300 or less. These watches are going to be on the higher end, more towards the $1,000 price range. They have ones that range from $500 to $1,000. You are paying for more of that, I guess, more of that quality. Definitely check out their other ones. And remember, subscribe to my channel and make sure you click the bell notification icon so anytime I upload a video, you're in the know. I'm going to be reviewing every watch that Alexander Watches have. They're going to be sending all of them to me at some point. And they do have quite a nice ladies line. And I don't always get the chance to review ladies' watches because naturally I don't buy ladies' watches unless I'm buying one for my girlfriend. So I don't always get the opportunity to review women's watches. And just because a watch is a woman's watch and it's smaller at 35 millimeter doesn't mean a man can't wear it. You can still wear a watch that's a smaller. You may like a smaller watch. I mean, there's lots of men's watches that are very, very small. So really, I would consider all their watches pretty much unisex. But definitely an exceptional brand. Stay tuned for the next video. Remember to subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Remember, if you make a purchase through those links, it does help to support the channel. So once again, Alexander Watches, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to review your product. And I look forward to more and more videos and more and more reviews of your product. So thanks, guys. Have a great day.